The day is here. The hashtag we are going for is Benedict on Grimmy, which is quite the clue that our guest today is Benedict Cumberbatch. Good morning.
Morning, Nick.
How are you?
I'm a little nervous. This is a big moment. My Radio 1 debut.
Leave it out.
I'm serious.
You are not
this
nervous for this. I'm nervous for Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, there you go.
And I swear, have I ever been nervous for a guest?
Oh, I see. You're nervous about me being... Oh, that's ridiculous.
It's
That
true.
is ridiculous.
It's true. Well, this is going to be a terrible interview because everyone's nervous.
Let's just stare at the carpet and mumble.
Yeah, and just be weird with each other for half an hour.
Like really socially awkward. But we have met, but like it's always been chips in the night, hasn't it?
It's always like a hi and bye.
Yeah.
This is the longest we've ever conversed for.
This is a record for us, for our friendship, definitely.
Well, it's been great having you on. Thank you, Benedict.
Much, yeah.
Doctor Strange out Fridays. How are you? How is life?
Good, yeah. Travelling all over the place, like you do when you're promoting films like this. So I'm a bit sort of here, there and everywhere. But I'm very happy to be home with my family.
I bet.
And really enjoying the reaction so far to the film. And we had the premiere in LA, which was extraordinary, and the first time I saw the film as well. So I can now vouch for it.
It's so great. Because I went to go and see it, I think, on... it doesn't really matter, does it?
No,
One day last week. It's irrelevant to which day. It was Wednesday or Thursday. But I saw it last week, and Doctor Strange, right, is the name of the movie, obviously. But it sounds like it could be like a bit of a rubbish programme on ITV on a Sunday, doesn't it? Doctor Strange. It does sound like that. And actually, it's the opposite. It's like the coolest, most like badass superhero film.
He's pretty cool. I mean, he starts in a very cool field of medicine, neurosurgery, and he goes on this amazing journey for doing it all for himself. He's very arrogant and egotistical, materialistic, into becoming this man who we know from the comics is a sorcerer, Doctor Strange. But I mean, the stuff that happens in between is just phenomenal.
It really is. Yeah. Is that quite a cool character to play? Because you use kind of two characters at the start. You've got this sort of, egomaniac brain surgeon. Yeah. Which is a great... That's a film already.
That would make a very good Sunday program, I feel. But yeah. You're right, it is. It's kind of that thing of... It's a huge character arc to play, which is always a real treat for an actor, especially when a lot of the asks in a film like this are to do with stunts or special effects, all of which are so new, I have to say, to me and hopefully to the audience as well, that they alone would have been the meal ticket for me. But I just loved the story. I loved who he was at the beginning of the film and how that translates through with humour, an amazing amount of hard knocks, including a spectacular car crash, which is not giving too much away, where, he loses, he doesn't lose his hands, but they're so badly damaged he loses the ability to perform surgery. And that's when he goes on a search for healing his hands and discovers something much, much more than what he was before, which is becoming a sorcerer. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was so much fun. And a great, great cast as well. Incredible cast. Mads Mikkelsen, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Tilda Swinton, and Rachel McAdams, and Benny Wong. I mean,
pretty good, that, isn't it?
It's
quite good to say.
Very strong.
It's very cool, Very cool. And also, it's a great story and a great character to play, but I think it looks so cool and cutting edge. Like a lot of those scenes when all the buildings are inverting in on each other.
Mandelbrotting, I think it's what's called in geometry. It's extraordinary. And then beyond that, there's this passage called the Magical Mystery Tour. He meets the Ancient One, played by Tilda Swinton, and meets her with the anger and the cynicism you'd expect of somebody who
Bieber dropped his microphone
and he then, he gets this, what we call the Magical Mystery Tour, where she just tries to blow his mind to the possibilities of what he doesn't know and doesn't understand. And you sit there as a member of the audience going, I feel a little bit like Doctor Strange would right now. It is the most extraordinary bit of cinema. Kind of moving and funny and trippy, and it's brilliant. It's everything you want.
Because some of those trippy scenes that they do in cinema and films sometimes a bit rubbish. They just put like a blur effect on, and it's like,
no comment.
It's like a bit blurry. It's like, but that it's actually pretty horrible to watch, which is great. Like because it's so captivating and you feel like you're part of it.
Yeah, you do. I think earlier tests of that moment had gone on a bit too long, and audiences just came out. Like,
it's too weird. Yeah, you're like
a bit of roller coaster.
What happened?
What happened?
What happened? What's it called when the buildings fall in on each other?
Mandelbrotting, I think.
Mandelbrotting.
It's named after somebody who invented this design of how to sort of make that happen, and we sort of take it to the next level, really. Well, but it's that kaleidoscopic effect. There's one central point and everything else starts collapsing around it. But we go beyond that. It starts falling in on itself and backwards and sideways, and there are some stunning sequences. The usual kind of chase sequence is just taken apart and thrown like a jigsaw everywhere, and all the pieces are everywhere, and that's what you're seeing on screen. People running upside down and sideways, and it's, this is a film that's got magic where you travel to other dimensions. There's the altering of time. There's all sorts of incredible relics and power from the sorcerer's hands that they used to battle with. I mean, there's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. It's a really amazing film. I really, really loved it.
Thank you.
I really, really did love it. And do you know what? What I really liked in is that there's none of that. You know, in dialogue's a bit cheesy in a film. Yeah. Once someone says something in a film where I believe, like, you don't really talk like that, then I'm done. Like, if
I know,
it's too,
all the
like,
special effects don't really matter anymore, do they?
World and get that. There's not. It's funny and it's humorous and it's aware of itself. And there's like Adele has a shout out in it, and Beyonce gets a shout out.
It gets real. It gets very real.
And I like that there's this like crazy trippy world, but you're also in that
part of the world that we know as well.
Yeah, there's like single ladies, isn't it? Which I like, in a bit. I really, really like this. I've just been handed a note here by producer Will, and I do want to bring this up. Your finger. Now, in
my
the
finger?
No, my
your
finger.
finger.
Yeah, that was a note for me. Yeah, Benedict's finger. My finger. Now, in the film Doctor Strange, it becomes Doctor Strange after he loses the use of his fingers, and he becomes this incredible superhero, and it goes on this amazing journey. Now, a similar thing happened to me, and when I saw the film with a couple of friends here from Radio 1, and there's the scene where you've got all the pins in your fingers, I was like, I had that.
No way.
Yeah, I broke my finger. And
because every time I see, I mean, even putting that on, just imagining it was horrific. It's just
horrendous.
A horrible sensation, but to have those pins go through your bones.
Yeah, you became a superhero. I can't answer the phone with my left hand.
But you can still DJ, can't you?
I could, with my right hand.
With your right hand?
Yeah, I mean, this was my mixing finger.
Was it really?
No.
Oh, I was going to say.
I can't mix. But it did happen, so I feel
how
an
did
affinity.
That happen? Can you talk about how that happened?
It happened at a dinner party.
Right.
That I went to.
Right.
And there was
a dinner. What kind of? I mean, were you throwing buns or?
No. It was a regular dinner party. At the end of the dinner party, I DJ'd, and I was DJing, and someone had invited an actress to the dinner
who will remain unnamed.
I don't know. What do you think?
I'd love to know.
Okay, Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan. How did she break your finger?
You know Charlie bit my finger? Lindsay Lohan broke my finger. She was teaching me stunts.
Yeah.
And how to do a stunt.
Okay.
And then I went to the A&E.
That's already quite worrying. And then you followed her instructions to do what?
How to do like a dramatic fall, like a drop to the floor.
Did she think you were just kind of following through with the drama when you broke your finger?
And then I did it, and then still going to physio. So thanks for that one. Nice one, Lindsay Lohan. Yeah, thank you. Turns out later she doesn't do her own stunts. So she's like, I have a stunt woman. I've never done that in my life.
Oh my God.
Have you ever sustained any injuries from Lindsay Lohan?
No, not from Lindsay Lohan. No, I haven't. I'll be polite. No, nothing. But no.
But any from acting and stuff? Have you ever done anything
from her acting?
No, not from her acting.
No.
You ever watched Mean Girls and felt
love that
and felt injured?
I love that. That was the first time I saw Rachel, who I worked with in this film.
Oh yeah, of course.
She's brilliant in it.
She's great in the movie.
She's very, very good. Yeah. And very good in this film. She's good in everything. Have I? I don't know. Really not badly. I mean, you know, a strained shoulder or... I have hurt my hands a little bit, actually, from time to time. In Hamlet, I ran into a huge speaker that was backstage. There was a lighting setting that changed, and I just went... Dunk, and it was a big, huge thing in the shadows you couldn't see anyway. And without the light back there, I mean, literally at full pelt into it. That was quite painful.
That's pretty painful.
Literally, my foot just went... I think we break our toes quite a lot, apparently, without knowing.
Who's we? Actors or everybody?
The population.
Oh, the people.
Humans.
Okay, meant to say when you're playing Hamlet.
In general does. No, yeah. when one plays Hamlet, no. all of the greats break their toes. It's apparently a normal thing to do, but this was I was very much aware of it. I could not walk. It was pretty painful. My foot went. Like
Oh wow! Yeah. And well, we're gonna play a song, Benedict, and then I wanted to talk to you about Strictly Come Dancing, because I know that you're a great friend.
We should do that. I mean, I literally got into it from LA last night and caught up with it, but we can have a chat.
Have you seen Judge Rinder?
Of course I have.
You've seen
every one of his dances, yeah.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, to be discussed after this, because I didn't know that you guys were friends.
Oh, we were, yeah, way back, before he got his dancing shoes on. I mean, before he was Judge Rinder, he was my friend from university. We both went to Manchester together.
I love this.
He was a great actor, couldn't do a production that he was brilliant in, and they said, do you want to do it? And I was free in my turn time, and I went, yeah, sure, and we became really good friends ever since.
Wow, yeah. Love that. Anyway, to be discussed, Benedict Cumberbatch is here. If you want to say hello, our hashtag is Benedict on Grimmy, or you can give us a shout on 81199. We'll chat more after Emily Sandé.
BBC Radio 1.
It's Monday morning, 24th of October, and Benedict Cumberbatch joins us on the show.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Doctor Strange is Benedict's new movie. It's out tomorrow. The premiere happening tonight in London. But it's not just in a regular cinema tonight, is it?
No.
No?
It's Leicester Square. And we're having, I think there's another screening. I'm sort of looking at people I can talk about this, yeah. We're having a screening in an IMAX, 3D IMAX cinema, which is a great way to see this film. Because it's so, I mean, the visual effects are sort of all new, and they do a very new thing within the film, as you'll see. It's not the usual destruction, it's sort of something very much the opposite of that. And also there's stuff that's just out of our realm. Thank you so much. I'm being handed some water.
Oh, yeah, this is Amy, by the way.
Thank you, Amy.
It's Benedict, Amy.
Hi, Amy. Thank you for the water.
Benedict Cumberbatch is thirsty, everybody. That's an exclusive.
It's news. It's
an exclusive.
Who would have thought it?
But it's a mega film, and it's out tomorrow, so everyone should go and see it, because it's half term, so perfect movie to go and see at half term. Is there like pressure when you're doing a superhero, and such a loved superhero? And do you like, is it an immediate yes, or do you like call anyone, and do you ask like your friends and family, like, can I be this guy?
Completely, because I know people that know this world and also this particular character far better than me said yes, you can, and it's a fantastic character.
Yeah.
And you should relish it, because there's loads of challenges that you'll enjoy within the kind of story, and especially if it's an origin story. And also Scott Derrickson, the director, and Kevin Feige, the Papa, real sorcerer supreme of Marvel Studios, they do the heavy lifting when it comes to what that world is about, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And there's nothing they don't know about the comics. There's nothing that they haven't seen as well. So they're the first people to get bored, as well as to reference what should be there and what shouldn't be there. So I kind of let them guide me, yeah.
Is there ever any pressure? Because I imagine the budget on this film is not small. Do you ever mess up and you're like, oh God, this is a bit embarrassing, like, should have done that first?
You have to treat it like most other jobs. You really do. Otherwise, that would get you, very much so. But you just have to, you're facilitated all the way as well. So for me, anyway, I find that a real privilege, whether it's, the guy helping you with your training, your diet. Big shout out to Simon and Richard in particular, my two trainers.
Two trainers?
Well,
one upper body, one lower body.
For a lot of it, because we worked a lot with Daniel Craig, so Richard actually did the majority.
Does Daniel Craig work out?
No,
I'd not noticed.
He wakes up in the morning, but he just likes hanging out with Simon.
Yeah.
He just gets that way by looking at Simon.
How horrible is the training? Do you enjoy that? Or?
I listen. I'm 40 now, so I actually need to do something like that, and I really, really do enjoy it, because it makes you feel strong. And I was rehearsing the film during the day, and I was playing Hamlet for 3 hours at night, and I just become a new father. Though the real superhero there was obviously my wife Sophie, but I kind of I needed my energy, and I needed to be sort of strong to a degree that I didn't get ill or run down, and that really helps.
I love how stressful that day sounds. The new huge superhero movie, Hamlet, and a new baby. It's quite stressful.
It was quite a few months, but to be honest, all three of those things, and obviously the baby the most important, just wonderful.
Great things.
Really
great
energizing and happy
great
things
to do.
Yeah.
How is he walking down the street for you? Because after you've been in Star Trek and you've been in, a huge Marvel film, like, do you walk different? No, but I mean, is everyone just like, oh my God,
after all that harness work?
But is everyone like, oh my God, Benedict Cumberbatch or Sherlock? Do you get a lot of that in the street?
Yeah, it depends who I'm with and what I'm doing. But people are also very respectful, and there's that very kind of slightly English thing of going, is that? In that sort of hushed whisper, and then the phone comes out. But it's fine, and it's part of my job.
Yeah,
I guess.
I had Catherine Tate on the show last week, and she says people heckle her, but as her character, the Nan. So when she's in the street, people just shout out of vans like that. Which is quite a great heckle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like Harry Enfield and loads of money. I imagine loads of comedians that have great, moments and catchphrases that get people, things shouted out at them. But, I often get shouted at, obviously, as Sherlock, but, I've had a few now as Doctor Strange, and every now and again people remember what I'm actually called. So
that's nice, yeah. I love a van driving past Sherlock.
It does happen.
It's actually Benedict. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was Hamlet. Okay, well, we wanted to talk to you about Judge Rinder, which sounds like a weird tangent, but it's not. You guys were friends,
friend
we just discussed.
Yeah, and has been for a long, long time, way before he became Judge Rinder, when he was just merely Rob Rinder.
Just Rob?
Robert Rinder. We first sort of knew each other, I guess, at Manchester, which was, I'm 40, a long time ago, nearly 20 years ago. And he was doing a production, he couldn't carry on, and I took over his part, so he was sort of helping me learn the ropes, and it was a very physical production, I should say, and he was brilliant in it. So maybe the seed of what he now does in Strictly has kind of been fully fertilized and grown into this beauty that we have on our screens at a weekend. But I mean, who wouldn't be proud of a friend on Strictly? And he's doing so well. And, you know, he's just got endless love and energy about it, and I just think he's got a really good attitude towards it, and he's properly good. He's really good. His level of energy in gymnastics is phenomenal. I mean, I'm just sitting there. The first dance, that very first one, I mean, we just sat on the sofa with our jaws on the carpet floor, I think like everyone else, just going, what? What does happen? It was amazing. Amazing.
Loads of people will have missed it on Saturday.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is the radio, but you have one of the finest acting voices in the world.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. So we're thinking maybe we could get your alternative commentary from Saturday night. So if you missed Judge Rinder's performance,
all right, okay.
How about
we know terms of dance? I mean, I'll be, you know, that turn and that kick is pretty much all I can do.
That's fine.
I missed that class when I was at drama school.
Things like that. Yeah. So should we have your honest feedback, because you are very good friends with him.
Yes.
So let's have Benedict's commentary right now of Judge Rinder.
Bear in mind, I'm very good friends with him. So
very good friends.
Honesty so in a Radio 1, I'm his very dear friend, Way.
You can destroy him.
No, I'm not.
Dancing the Jive.
Dancing the Jive. I'm going to do that voice.
Okay. Here we go then. Take it away.
And here he is with a little bit of warm-up routine there with the tawak, and then, we have a one-handed cartwheel, and his knees are going. His knees are going. That's going to cost him in the morning, somewhere we can't mention on the radio. And now he's kicking out. He's kicking out well. He hasn't kicked out Oksana yet. That's good. And he's clapping, and he's moving the hips. The hips are going, and the ships. And he just did a twirl. That's a very, very good move. He's light on his feet, this one, and he's saluting the crowd and smiling away. He's having a good time. And look, here comes the first spin, and he lands it. And the knees are knocking again. And now, here he comes. He's beckoning Oksana into the center of the floor. And it's more like a horse race here, I realize, but no mind. He's spinning her. He's spinning her to the left and then to the right. It's difficult to tell on the television what is left and right when you're looking at the screen yourself and not in it. And there he goes. He's jiving. His mouth is open. It's closed. It's open. He's smiling. He's not smiling. He's spinning her. He's doing something. He's saluting again. She's all over him. He's kicking out. He's kicking out. It's all good. They're apart. They're not kicking each other. The hips are really moving. The bottom is sticking out. It's all good posture. Darcy might be a bit worried about the height of that kick, but that was good. There we go. His feet are firmly on the ground. He's bugling. He's bugling. What's not to love about a bit of bugling? That bugle boy bugle. And here
what is he wearing? Can you talk us through the look?
Okay, yes, he's wearing a sort of what can only be described in a heavily pixelated BBC, I suppose, iPlayer, plug, replay of it, a Diamante canvas, khaki shirt, open, of course, to below the chest, an obligatory look for all dancers on the show. And what I can only describe as some pretty tight khaki pants and Cuban heels. And now he's giving it to Craig and all of them. Yes, eat that, Bruno. Bango. He's amazing. He's so good. The judges are readjusting themselves for their judgments.
Wow. I think you should do that every week, Benedict.
It's exhausting. Are you kidding me?
Well,
that was more exhausting than watching it. Oh, bloody hell.
More hard.
What now? No, and that's replaying. I'm not doing it again. That was once is more than enough for people eating their cornflakes.
That was more work than Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that was a hard day at the office. Okay.
Amazing. Thank you for that. That was very, very funny. Benedict, thank you for joining us on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, Nick.
Make sure you go and see Doctor Strange. It is out tomorrow, and I think it's great, and Benedict thinks it's great. So go and see it.
Thank you.
Benedict, thank you.
Pleasure, Nick. Thank you. Bear in mind, I'm very good friends with him. So
very good friends.
Honesty in a Radio 1, I'm his very dear friend, Way.
You can destroy him.
No, I'm not.
Dancing the Jive.
Dancing the Jive. I'm going to do that voice.
Okay. Here we go then. Take it away.
And here he is with a little bit of warm-up routine there with the tawak, and then, we have a one-handed cartwheel, and his knees are going. His knees are going. That's going to cost him in the morning, somewhere we can't mention on the radio. And now he's kicking out. He's kicking out well. He hasn't kicked out Oksana yet. That's good. And he's clapping, and he's moving the hips. The hips are going, and the ships. And he just did a twirl. That's a very, very good move. He's light on his feet, this one, and he's saluting the crowd and smiling away. He's having a good time. And look, here comes the first spin, and he lands it. And the knees are knocking again. And here he comes. He's beckoning Oksana into the center of the floor. And it's more like a horse race here, I realize, but no mind. He's spinning her. He's spinning her to the left and then to the right. It's difficult to tell on the television what is left and right when you're looking at the screen yourself and not in it. And there he goes. He's jiving. His mouth is open. It's closed. It's open. He's smiling. He's not smiling. He's spinning her. He's doing something. He's saluting again. She's all over him. He's kicking out. He's kicking out. It's all good. They're apart. They're not kicking each other.
The hips are really moving. The bottom is sticking out. It's all good posture. Darcy might be a bit worried about the height of that kick, but that was good. There we go. His feet are firmly on the ground. He's bugling. He's bugling. What's not to love about a bit of bugling? That bugle boy bugle. And here
what is he wearing? Can you talk us through the look?
Yes, he's wearing a sort of what can only be described in a heavily pixelated BBC, I suppose, iPlayer, replay of it, a Diamante canvas, khaki shirt, open, of course, to below the chest, an obligatory look for all dancers on the show. And what I can only describe as some pretty tight khaki pants and Cuban heels. And now he's giving it to Craig and all of them. Yes, eat that, Bruno. Bango. He's amazing. He's so good. The judges are readjusting themselves for their judgments.
Wow. I think you should do that every week, Benedict.
It's exhausting.